Okay, this is that, it's part 2 of this little, we ran out of battery power the other day. I'm just very carefully, because it's a dodgy core here, don't cut yourself above all. I've cut myself more than enough times. Just taking this back as much as I can, going through this dead wood, just to remind people this was a double cleft graft. One part didn't survive, the other part has grown away quite well, but it's left this dead bit here. So I'm just filing that, taking that back reasonably well. You know, you can't do it all very easily. Just going back as far as I reasonably can. So there's a gap in the middle there. I can actually get the knife. If you want to come and look at this to the other side, so I can actually get the knife right through there, which isn't really ideal. Okay. Well,
but if the tree doesn't get infected, it will fill that up.
Well, it's alive. The important thing is between here and there is life. So I've got this seal and heal stuff. Alternatively, you could use some wax. Oh, there we go. Squeech, gooey stuff. Looks like
so we've got to keep infection out of this. The dead wood in itself isn't harmful, but it's a physical barrier which delays the cambium meeting over the wound, doesn't it? So where you've trimmed it back, the cambium can meet up.
This should hopefully settle. Should fill the gap.
Are you going to put any material in that hole that you just pushed your knife right through?
Well, I'm hoping that that is...
you're going to just leave that?
Well, I've got a tiny bit of wax, so I haven't been the wax out with me. I'll just shove that in, a little bit of wax. This is a rather messy way of doing it. Well, on the other side, I'll just fill it in here. This is a proprietary seal and heal made by Arbrex. They used to make this really nice bitumenistic, semi-water soluble tar-based stuff. You can't get it anymore, regrettably.
Well, the bitumen was great because it used to kill the fungus. But
anyway, so I've just basically blocked that off. I believe that'll hopefully make a seal. I might come back and reapply that when this is sort of semi-dried off. It's alright on both sides, yeah. It's a funny smell of this. Doesn't smell like tar. Okay, so if you want to just scan back and take a look at the entire tree. The key thing is that this is looking pretty good overall. This is the 3rd video I think now of this particular specimen. I put a video up, let's put this knife away safely before I cut myself. Put a video up earlier, 1 or 2 videos about grafting the whole of this lot, and then earlier looking at this last winter where it was all growing at funny angles, and I made a decision to cut all of the wood out except for one upright, and this has grown quite well. It's grown from here to here this year, so it's about 14 or 16 inches growth, and these nice lateral shoots, which is good, a few fruit buds there. So anyway, what I've done, just to conclude, I've using my saw, my Silky Fox Apple Gontaro saw, which I've mentioned in a few other videos. I do find it's the best Apple saw. It really is the Les Paul of saws. It's a great piece of equipment. And Les Paul, for those of you who don't know, is roughly the best electric guitar you can buy. Real craftsman, very expensive, but there is nothing else quite as good as it. So anyhow, so with using that and a chisel, I've taken away as much of the dead wood as I can, reasonably. I've plugged the gap. I've used this seal and heal. You could use grafting wax alternatively, and I'm now hopeful that this will grow away. Time will tell, and we'll return to that little tree later. I think it's just worth showing some of these techniques. When things don't go perfectly right, there is very often something that you can do to redeem the situation. I'll just quickly, for the sake of completeness, we'll just look at the adjacent tree. Just look at the tree next to it. This was treated in more or less the same way. If you come in close here, you can see we've got this was a double rind graft actually. This is much too thick to do a cleft graft. You couldn't possibly do a successful cleft graft. So this is a rind graft. If you come in here, you can see precisely at that point there's a corner, you can see, and that's where I slit the wood down, took the knife, slit down there, and inserted a little sign wood into this, and it's grown away. If you just follow the film around here, you can see that's where it's grown away, made a good, healthy, lively union, and exactly the same on the other side. Now what I could do here, I don't think I'm going to, there's a lot of judgment calls here. I mean, people say, oh, couldn't you do it exactly like this? Well, you know, if you understand the basic techniques and the principles, there's quite a lot of different ways you could do it. One of the things I could do is select one of these and reject the other. And imagine this was a saw. In fact, I've got my saw here. What I could do, I'm not going to, but I could basically take this bit clean out, go down here like that and saw this one out completely. Or alternatively, the other one, saw one out completely and let the other one grow away. That wouldn't be a bad thing to do necessarily, but you know, I'm going to leave. It's my judgment call. It's my orchard. I'm going to leave both of these to grow away. This particular variety, I want more of. This is Ashmead's kernel. I want to increase our production of these, so I'll get more production quicker if I leave both of these because they've got a lot of fruit bud on them for next year. So I'm going to leave that. In future years, I might shave the whole thing away.
Steve, how many years is it since you grafted those?
Well, let's ask the tree that question. If you come in here, okay, this is the 2010 growth. No doubt you'll agree with me on that. So that's right
currently
down to
growing.
here. Okay, if you come in here, you can see that's the growing point, right, isn't it? So above that is the 2010 wood, and below it is 2009 wood. So let's trace this back to its origin. Trace that back to its origin. Oh, and it's come away from here. So this is the 2009 wood. So that's coming down to here, and it's coming away from this. So therefore, this was grafted in April of 2009. So this then is the second year since this was grafted. This would have been grafted in early April 2009. It's now late June 2010. So all of this you can see here has grown away, and there's plenty of fruit buds.
Lots of fruit buds.
Yeah, we'll close in on them. Yeah.
Yeah. That's on last year's wood, the wood that grew in 2009. There's
and
fruit buds
I've gone on about this
already.
if anyone is just new to the channel. There was nothing fundamentally wrong with these trees except they were of a variety that wasn't selling well. We had too many. It didn't suit us for whatever reason. The trees were healthy, but they weren't delivering us with fruit that we really wanted, and we wanted more. This particular variety is Ashmead's kernel. We couldn't get enough. We couldn't grow enough Ashmead's kernel. These trees were Spartan. We had too many Spartan. So these were top worked over, and here you see there's two 6-inch pencils of cyanwood, and they've grown away to this much. I've gone on about this technique before, but top working apple trees over. It's very useful, and I know from the folks who follow this channel that quite a few of you have tried it and proved that it works. I didn't invent the technique. I only got it from books. I love books. You can get ever such a lot from books. YouTube will never replace books, but it's a great way of me and other people being able to pass on to others things that we learned from books and then proved worked in the field. Okay, so hopefully goo is going to dry and this is going to continue growing away, and return to this little tree hopefully later.